Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, it's Itaewon Sammy, and I am back. It is another beautiful, beautiful fall day. It is Monday afternoon. I am in Bundang, just heading over to one of my lessons here, and just trying not to get run over by cars. Anyway, today's topic, toxic relationships. And whether they be family or loved ones, you know, mother, father, brother, sister, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. And I'm just curious about it because I've never been in one. But the stories I've heard, my goodness, how does this happen? Well, I know why it happens. It confuses me. How one human being can do this to another human being. And again, my last week I talked about why I'm single at 50 years old, my last video. And the number one reason is because I cannot be toxic. I cannot be involved in a relationship where I am not the perfect partner to my loved one. I don't know how I can do bad things to another person. I don't know how I could ever treat another human being with disrespect or indifference. So because I can't do that, I choose not to be in a relationship. Because I don't, again, if you watch the last video, you'll understand why a little bit more. So let me tell you a story. The reason this came up was because there was a recent article in the news about someone who was treating somebody else badly, and that started a whole big not drama, but a political movement, because the female partner was a foreigner and the male was a Korean. Now, I'm just using this as an example because this happens everywhere. It doesn't just happen in Korea, it happens everywhere. But the fallout is that now the government is trying to pass a law that those men or women in certain circumstances who are convicted of domestic abuse will be banned from marrying foreign spouses. Now, I don't know if that's constitutional, but it's an interesting fallout. So anyway, side note, thank you again everyone for subscribing, for liking and commenting. Adil, thank you so much for your positive comments. I really appreciate how positive and helpful you are. Appreciate it. Alice, thank you again for commenting and watching. That's always great to hear from you. Anyway, please subscribe, and if you haven't already subscribed, and if you're a subscriber and you're watching, just click the like button. It really helps me get my videos out into the YouTube algorithm so that others can also see my videos. So please do that, and I really appreciate it. So getting back to my comment, my vlog today is toxic relationships. So I have a story about someone in my distant past. Now this person, I'll just come out and say it because it was 14 years ago, and that person's in Canada, and I'm no longer in contact with them, and they will probably never see this. So it was my ex-wife's best friend. Now, when I talk about my ex-wife, this was someone who had been, my ex-wife's best friend was a Filipino Canadian. So she came from a large family. She had known this girl since high school. So they have been friends. At this point, I'm gonna say they were friends since grade 8. So since they were 14 years old. And So when I first met her, about 21, so the 7 years they'd been friends. And the stories that my ex-wife used to tell me about her. Wow. So here's one. She had 3 or 4 brothers and sisters. And this is how screwed up her family was. The brother moved his girlfriend into the house without telling the parents, and the girlfriend lived in the bedroom and never came out. The boyfriend would take food up to her, and she would just stay there. It was the weirdest thing. The second thing is that one of the sisters of my ex-wife's best friend, one of her sisters forged her signature on a credit card application, ran up the bill, and in 2 or 3 months, when the bill came, finally, my ex-wife's best friend, let's call her M, right? When she finally got the notification, because the sister was hiding the mail or whatever, when the card was finally, dead, somehow M found out about it, and the sister said, yeah, well, it's in your name, you take care of it. This is family living in the same house. They would steal things from each other. And it was just mind-boggling. Now, I don't know if that's toxic relationship. What would you call that, toxic? I don't know, you tell me. I would call it letting these people out of my life and never allowing them back into my life. So that was, one of the examples. And then she started dating this guy. And this guy basically moved in with her and just started sponging off of her. So my ex-wife and I bought a condo. Sorry, she moved in with me when I was renting in Toronto. Then I got a promotion. We moved outside of the city. So we rented a house outside the city, and she moved in with me, and that's when we got married. Then we bought a house together in the countryside, and about a year after that, I got promoted again. We moved back to the city where we bought a condo. Now, her friend was renting a condo in the bad part of the city. She saw our condo and was inspired and ended up taking a mortgage and buying the condo next door to us. So she was always there, and he was always there. So I got to see more and more of this woman and how she lived her life. And let me tell you, she was always quick to give advice, but never ever would she take advice. Or when she did, she was like, oh, I know, and never do it. And she was a slob. Oh my God. And she started a house cleaning business. I don't know why she wouldn't clean her own house. I don't understand how you could live in that filth. You see some of these videos of, bad tenants or, whatever, slum landlords and stuff. How can people live like that? I will never understand that. It just boggles my mind. I mean, you guys checked out my apartment tour, and I'm a minimalist. It also helps that, it also doesn't hurt that I have cats that get into everything. So I have to keep stuff off the tables and counters and things like that. So, end of the day, I live a very clean. I mean, yeah, my apartment's a little old. I'm worn, wear and tear, but it is spotless, So I look at this woman's house, and I was just like, how can you, first of all, how do you find anything? And how do you have so much stuff? And secondly, how do you just How do you allow your life to become like that? I don't understand. Anyway, I've been rambling on for 10 minutes. I want to say thank you to everybody who's watching and listening. Please do comment and like if you do. I want to thank again everyone for watching, and I'm gonna do a couple more videos like this on some of my personal reflections this week, and we'll talk to you soon. Itewan Semi, I'm out.